Gone are the days where we had to use just words to express ourselves, tell our stories, and show just how creative we are. On today's episode of the show, we have Kureng Dapel.
Hello everyone, my name is Kureng Dapel. I'm a photographer by birth, I would say, considering that my dad was a photographer, and it's easy for me to say he passed on the DNA threads. I discovered this beautiful gift of photography sometime in 2008 when my first camera was handed to me by my godmother slash Pastor Esther Ibanga. You know, it was just one awesome day where she was like, what do I give this guy as a gift, you know? And then someone in the crowd just shouted, camera, give him a camera. So that's how I got my first camera. That's basically how I got into photography.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
My journey with photography basically started with me doing all genres of photography. You know, I was doing weddings, I was doing portraits, I was doing some other genres that I didn't even know what to call it. I would say photoshopping. I don't know what to call that, but yeah, I was doing all kinds of genre. It's been a roller coaster. I've learned from my mistakes. I've also had that gear syndrome where you would feel by buying this expensive camera, then your pictures would be good. But then you spend the money, you buy it, then realize it's not that good. You have to learn, you know, the technique. You need to basically learn what photography is all about and not just about the gears. So I've made mistakes. I've learned from it. I've wasted money a whole lot. I've also made a whole lot of money. When I started taking pictures, like I said earlier, I've just been doing all kinds of photography, you know, all styles, you know, whatever come to mind, whatever I see that inspires me, I just literally take pictures of everything. Till one day I did a picture of a lady called Dewe Okuta, Charlie Boy's daughter, and some bloggers picked it up, you know, and it just got some kind of attention, and I really didn't know why, but probably because she was a very interesting looking person. You know, she was bald, and then she had a lot of piercings and tattoos, and really interesting, you know. So I was like, if this picture would get this much attention because of the extra that she is, then what if I get to put in extra into my work? So while I was thinking about that, a lady called me from Jos called Vera and said, would you want to do an underwater shoot? And out of excitement, I said, yeah, I want to do an underwater shoot. But to be honest, I had no idea whatsoever how to do an underwater shoot, what cameras I needed, where to do it. So I was just full of excitement and probably very naive and just said yes. So I got back to Jos from Abuja after the shoot with Dewe. And she called me and said, hey, I have booked a hotel for us, or I've booked a room for us at Yankari Game Reserve. Can we go tomorrow? I was like, go where? She was like, for the underwater shoot. I was like, are you for real? She said, yes. I was like, well, I honestly didn't even know you were serious about this, you know, but no worries now, let's go try it. So at that time, Ditomatic photographer actually had an underwater case he bought. He never used it. So I called him, I was like, hey bro, can I use this? He was like, yeah, sure. So basically, learned on the job. Went to Yankari Game Reserve, did this picture, and we posted it. I mean, honestly, it wasn't that easy. Like, we just went and did pictures and it was just fantastic. No, it took us like 3 days of trial and error and taking risk, you know, and all of that. Anyways, at the end of the day, after like 3 days, we got some really good pictures. Came back home, posted them, and it kind of went viral. That would be the very first idea of something going viral that I did, you know, and people were just, I swear, I woke up in the morning and I just got like 2,000 or 3,000 followers on my Instagram, and people were sending me emails asking if they could do an interview and all of that. I was like, oh boy, now so person if you just blow, you know, and that's kind of how it started. And people started asking us why that, you know, and we had to say something, because to be honest, we just wanted to do underwater shoot. But then when people started asking, we said, well, Northeast Nigeria has been tagged as a war zone, and we thought we should do a project that basically debunks this idea of not anywhere you go in northern Nigeria there's Boko Haram. You know, there are actually beautiful places you can go to and it's safe. It's not as bad as the mainstream media puts it. Okay, so how do I draw the line between business and passion? It's intertwined for me. I've never really differentiated between, oh, this is business, you know, and this is passion. I've always taken it as something, like I said earlier, the camera to me is a tool, you know, so I use it as a tool not just for making money, but also for advocating and creating societal change. This is a very interesting question. Do I do free jobs? And if yes, why? Okay, so free is very relative, you know, because what is free might not necessarily be free. If you mean free, you mean do I get paid for every job? Then no, I don't get paid for every job. There's certain jobs I call passion projects, you know, and with those, it's usually the payment would be the passion we all bring together, be it the assistant photographer, the makeup artist, the stylist, the creative director, you know, everyone is bringing something to the table. So I wouldn't consider it free, you know. Maybe just the mood of payment is just a different kind. Let me give a quick story. In 2017, I won an international award, and when I went for it, they asked us what project we want to do. Can we do something in Kenya where we basically promote the culture, you know, and say something about women and empowerment and gender equality and all of that. So I called a photographer friend of mine called Rachel Leila, and I was like, can we collaborate together? Can we team up and do something around gender equality? So we came together, brainstormed, and did a project called African Queens, you know, and we basically immortalized the female legends that have existed in the past, just to remind the everyday African woman to rise above the inequality and discrimination around her. Now, we were not paid for that job, but we got a lot of accolades, we got a lot of feedbacks. Okay, my advice to young entrepreneurs would basically mean for them to, first off, have a business plan. Have a business plan by basically first working on yourself. I'll put it in 3 categories. The first is to work on yourself, learn about your skill. Whatever it is, whatever service or product you want to sell or put out there, you need to learn about it. You need to know how it works. Once you are sure and confident that, okay, now I know how this thing works, I can deliver good quality product or service, then you go to the next step, which is rendering a pro bono jobs or free, okay? But you basically look for people in your niche, people that you consider, or families, or companies, organizations, whatever it is, you know, find people that you connect with and just tell them, hey, I'm into this work and I want to do a pro bono with your company. If you shoot documentaries, you can say, I want to shoot a 1-minute documentary for your company as a pro bono, just so you see what I do. If you shoot photography, you do the same. If you do styling or you brand or whatever it is you do, just find your target audience and render those services as a pro bono. And you tell them that, okay, we do this one for free. The next one, if you like what you do or you like what I do, then we can improve on it and I can give you a prize or a package for a year or whatever. So once you have that rolling, then automatically you would also get a lot of referrals, because people will begin to talk about you. You know, in advertisement, there's something called the mirror exposure effect, which is basically putting your name or brand or logo or whatever, you know, put it in the faces of people as frequent as possible. And that's why you would find big organizations spending billions just to put out a billboard. Actually, for photographers, take off that whole mindset of, I need to have this gear or this light or this sound. those are good as well, but trust me, for now, the best camera, the best sound gadget you have is the one at your hand.
Yes, people, there you have it. A very beautiful interview with Kureng. I had a very nice time, and I'm sure you learned a lot, because I did. Yes, and we are still at Kureng Work Studio here at Lamingo Road, Jos Plateau State, and it's been amazing on the show. Do well to join us on another beautiful episode of The Conversation. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms at KRA's Radio. My name is Renu Obot, and this is The Conversation.